What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode five of 50/50.
Sir. Small
Uh,
milestone for that.
my name is NC, and then we got
Dawson Jordan.
my co-host. Uh, it's getting more familiar now. It's getting more
Exactly.
easier. And yeah, before I want to start off this video, uh, this pod, I want to just thank everybody who's been supporting. Everybody who's been supporting, with the TikToks, with YouTube, with the Instagram, just everything, especially with the TikTok. You just one of our TikToks. I don't know if it blew. I wouldn't say it blew up, but it's doing numbers.
Yeah,
You know,
coming up 5.5 in recording, so it's not too bad.
well, it's not too bad, and it's funny. What's funny about it is that the clip that is going crazy is pretty sus.
No, it's not, bro. I
Let's
was
say
talking.
it's sus.
It's about footy.
It's about footy, but it's sus.
It's also about John McGinn's bum. But anyways,
That's sus.
nah, fam. But it's calm.
But
How's your Easter, bro?
Easter was good. Easter was good. Yeah. We'll get more into it. Because TFC is definitely a part of my Easter.
Yeah,
Thank the Lords. Thank the Lords.
I told you, bro. I
Lords.
told you.
Thank the fuck. I should have got my scarf. I should have got my scarf just
I have two. I have two over there.
to wear
I
after.
was actually debating it, you know.
Me too. I was debating putting it up. Yeah, like,
So, yeah.
but I was like, yeah, you know what? It's too much work. Anyways, though, but yeah, TFC was all is a good thing. Easter was good. Just had fun with family and friends. So yeah, how was yours? How was yours?
My Easter was good. So, yeah, obviously a little family thing, but most of the time I was at my I spent a lot of time with my friends this weekend still, just polluted.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a good weekend still. I'm
it was.
going back to work today, so that kind of sucked.
Yeah, yeah, me too. But you know what? It was a good weekend, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. We'll get started with the Champions League. It should be super brief.
Yep.
Because we recorded on the Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah,
The only Champions League to cover is Wednesday. Is Wednesday's Champions League from last week.
yeah.
Um, Inter Milan go through versus Bayern Munich.
Hmm.
Thought that was gonna happen. I think Inter Milan's better, to be fair to you. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that was gonna happen. Again, interesting game. Bayern made it interesting at the end,
yeah.
but still
You
scores on
watch
a
that?
win.
I didn't watch that game. I watched
Yeah, again, I was more interested on the
the
Arsenal Real Madrid. It was just a bigger leg, like you know.
yeah, it is. But again,
Um,
it was a good game. I think that game was it two. It was 2-2. So
2-1. Well, what one? What one?
1-1. No,
No, what one are you talking about? Sorry.
Inter versus
Yeah. That
yeah,
was 2-2. That was
yeah,
2-2.
yeah. I heard that was a
Um, but Arsenal Real Madrid was 2-1 Arsenal.
yeah. That game was a banger. That game was a
Real
banger.
Madrid sucked.
Yeah, they
They
did.
were, bro. That's again. They were terrible again. Like they're just having. I guess once you get a new player like Mbappe in, it's just like
Are they terrible though,
it's
or
not- they're
Arsenal?
not terrible. Of
Or is
course not.
Arsenal just good? That's what I think.
No, but it happens consistently. Like they weren't good against Atletico. They lost to Liverpool for the first time since like 2009 when we had Fernando Torres. They're
Yeah.
just not coming off of like winning last year. They definitely have dropped off.
Oh, for sure, for
And
sure.
I don't think it has anything to do with Mbappe. Courtois said it's because we don't have Yosalu to cross balls into, which is just crazy to say.
Also not why they're winning games, but
No, like that's crazy to say.
yeah,
It might have to do with Mbappe in terms of they're just not used to like they're just not meshed yet.
I would say that yes. That and I would also say they're missing Tony Cruz. I think that was a big part in the midfield. That was
Yeah,
someone is like that was someone you can't replicate Tony Cruz. That was someone if you literally watched him, he was breaking lines with his passes. You
yeah,
know,
that's a
Getting-
good show.
yeah, putting some good balls in, and then they have a couple of injuries. Uh,
Yeah, but not enough, I think, to like crack it.
I would say the biggest one they have it to me is Danny Carvajal, who's out on the right side. That's the
Who
biggest one.
cares?
That's the biggest one.
Who cares?
What do you mean? Who
He's
cares?
so overrated, man.
He's not overrated. He's
He's
good.
a he's a good right back.
That's perfect. It's
He's
a good right
good. But Arsenal are missing Gabriel, who's arguably
performance.
been a top 5 center back in the world this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He was yeah. It was a big
you know what I mean? Like it's if you're gonna say Carvajal, you have to say Gabriel, and that no, I don't think that's viable enough to say when Arsenal are missing their best defender in the year.
you could say that. You could say that. That's a good comparison you can say. But
Like yeah,
regardless,
there are some people, but at the end of the day, Real Madrid with Mbappe should not be held to 1 goal over 2 legs versus Arsenal.
Yeah. But
You
Arsenal
know,
defense is good though. The way they set,
yeah, it is.
the way they set up is good. Like you can't.
But Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior, Valverde, Jude Bellingham, you should just scrape more, and they didn't. So again, yes, shout out to Arsenal. They played well. Arsenal were phenomenal.
It
Real
was a
Madrid
good
weren't.
game. I feel like you're giving Real Madrid. I feel like you're giving you're I feel like you're dissing on Real Madrid and not giving Arsenal's props enough.
No, props to Arsenal, 100%.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Props to Arsenal. No, props to
They did
Arsenal.
good throughout 2 legs. They did good through
No,
2 legs.
I hear that, and I'm
You're not
agreeing with you.
saying that though.
I did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
You
shout
said
out Arsenal. They played well, but at the same time, Real Madrid weren't up to the level to make it a classic tie that we were expecting. To be honest.
I mean, we would predict. We did say that this is not. It's not gonna like. they're not. There's no way that we both predicted that.
No, but I mean, from the start, before, when you see Real Madrid and Arsenal get that draw, you're expecting
Yeah,
a
everyone's saying,
close. It comes down to the last minute of the last leg, and it just wasn't that. Arsenal did just dominate, and that's kudos to Arsenal for playing well, but
between
Real
two
Madrid
legs.
didn't play to the level either. So it's a bit of both,
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't really think we need to talk about it too much.
Yeah. Did we talk about Barcelona last week? Oh, we did. We did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
So my question is, so now we have. This is what I like about Champions League so much, right? So I like. We have 4 different now. Well, this year and specifically, I feel like we have 4 teams, right? All teams are from different countries, different leagues, which is a good thing to see. And they're all competitive games. Like you don't really know who's gonna come out winning on top. Like you're
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah, fair enough.
So what's
Who do you think's gonna go to the final?
was it PSG Arsenal versus I think PSG versus Barcelona.
I think the same.
I think PSG versus Barcelona.
I do think the same. But again, we could be dissing Arsenal because we see that last round. So we could be dissing Arsenal. But I just like PSG. I just think they're good.
I think it's closer between. I think it is closer between Arsenal and PSG though than it is between Inter and Barcelona. Even though that game is still a tight game, it's still
I don't know, man. Inter surprise teams, man.
Inter is a crazy surprise team.
They got to a final. Got to final recent. They always do well. Lautaro Martinez, he shows up when it matters in those Champions League games, especially for the club. They're solid defensively.
Mm-hmm.
The team's very good, to be honest. I think Barella is one of the best midfielders in the world. I think Bastoni is one of the best defenders in the world, and Martinez is frankly one of the best attackers in the world. So they're a very good team, and it is hard to say. Yeah, but
here's the most underrated team in the world.
Both very good teams. All 4 are very good teams. It should be interesting. But yeah, we can move on pretty swiftly, I think, and we can go to the CPL.
Yeah, I'll go to CPL. I didn't really catch the games. I watched the highlights of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say about the CPL this week, and the 4 games, it was just goals galore. Like if you've seen the goals that were scored, Dawson, you'd be like, what am I watching?
Yeah, just bangers or what? I saw a few. I did see a few.
For bangers, I seen one. Who was it? I don't know if it was Alto Bell. I don't know if it was York or Halifax. I seen a goal where I forgot what game it was, but someone tried crossing it in and it just went in the back of the net.
Those are actually I hate that. I hate those. I hate those. It's so annoying.
It was definitely a cross. It was definitely a cross, but it went in the back of the net.
Fun fact: my first ever goal playing for a rep soccer team.
Yeah,
was that I just tried to cross it in, and it looked like I just absolutely put it top bins. Not even close,
But bro, it looks good though.
Yeah, we take it though.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, it was on what? Forge and Velo tied 1-1.
Yeah.
Ottawa beat York 3-2.
Yeah.
And Halifax beat Pacific 3-1.
Yeah, and I think that was the game where it was the goal that went over the person. Yeah. Pretty much to keep it brief about the CPL, because I like the CPL and I like watching the CPL soccer too. I think it's fun to watch now. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The teams to look out for, especially this season now, I say 3 or 2 games would be Athletic Ottawa, Halifax, and Forge.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially Athletic Ottawa and Forge. Those 2 teams right now are the best. They're the best all around. When those guys play, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I think Halifax is a bit of like the surprise package so far.
Yeah, yeah, Halifax is definitely a surprise. They have a good team. It's like
They do.
underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated.
So I've actually caught the only like CPL games I've got is like one 4 game, one Halifax game. So
Yeah.
I'd say pretty much watch those two. SNL started this weekend as well.
Northern Soccer League started this week.
Yes.
Um,
So AFC Toronto had the first game.
yeah.
Sold out crowd in terms of what they were selling, 14,500.
Yeah.
And they did exactly what I said TFC should do. Sell out the whole bottom first
You did,
and
yeah.
then move up. And
Yeah. And
it
it
just creates a better like
atmosphere.
yeah, people are just closer, like it just sounds better, it just looks better.
Yeah.
I like that they did that actually. Sold
Look good, bro.
14,500
Look
tickets.
good, bro. If y'all don't know what the NSL is, it's the Northern Soccer League. It's our women's soccer league now in Canada, pro
Mhm.
soccer league, which just started.
So
Um,
yeah.
yeah, there's two games actually. There was AFC Toronto versus I think they played Montreal, which we
They did the one
lost.
show. Lost 1-0 to a goal in the first minute, and it was a shocker to be
It was
fair.
yeah, I
It was
heard
a
it. A
shocker.
mistake on us too, right? It was a
Yeah,
mistake.
girls just passed it back, and it's just she's just threw on goal a minute 30 into the game, and then it ends 1-0. Like,
Like
yeah, so that was a bit
Vancouver
bad.
Rise beat. I forgot who they beat. There was also another game.
Mm,
But yeah, it looks, bro. I'm telling you, I have high hopes for the league
yeah, for the growth, I think so as well.
growth, right? I think if it keeps like if they learn, not learn, but if they take certain elements from the CPL
Mm.
and then also add their own thing as well, I don't really see
I'd be interested to look. I'm gonna look into like where they draft from because is it also OUA like the CPL or no?
no, I don't think it's OUA, but I do believe that most of their players have played OUA.
Interesting, interesting.
Most of
Yeah,
their
so
players have played OUA.
or like CCAA, sorry, but
Yeah,
yeah, I am gonna look into that actually because I do want to know where they draft from.
yeah,
Um, with NSL starting, League One also started this weekend,
yeah.
which is the semi-pro league, and I went to a League One championship game. I went to Whitby versus the Borough,
Mm.
ended 1-1. Oh my god, there was a crazy tackle. Got sent off.
No, is so my thing is right. I watched a game of the Borough. I think
Mhm.
who did I watch them? I think I watched them play. They lost against a team.
Oh, that was League One. That was the cup.
That was the cup, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So I know you talked about how they got so much signings and stuff. Are they really as good as they?
So the players aren't there yet because all the players are like Division One and stuff like that, and they haven't ended schooling as of the first two games.
So they're
So like,
coming now, basically.
yeah, so like we'll see more within like I'd say like a month or so when they're all like trained together and they're actually there because they weren't there.
Yeah.
I did go to the game. Ended 1-1. It was a good game. I thought it was entertaining. See a
Yeah.
few of the lads that I know on teams and stuff like that, and like people come support that like So it was actually I like League One games. They're fun to go to.
Yeah. The London also played too. They tied against the Lions.
Who did?
Yeah, they tied. I think no, they tied 2-2.
Uh,
Yeah, London was winning 2-0, and the Lions came back and then they blew it, you know? So
options.
that's what I expect from like I don't like that's what I expect from London. You know what I'm trying to say? Not to say that London soccer is like totally trash, but that's what I expect from like a team like London when they go up against like Alliance or something, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to quite a few like League One games, U20 games, League One Championship games. So
yeah.
I'll be interested to do that stuff. I like doing that.
Um,
Um, I guess we can mention Promise David because I'm gonna mention him as much as possible
oh,
until
I
he
think
is starting in that Canada squad.
is it 8 goals in 8 games?
I think it's 8 GA, but he has 5 goals in his last 4 games.
Yeah,
The reason I have that down is because there's been 4 games since the international break, and he has 5 goals. And Kyle Aaron has like one, I think, since the international break.
yeah, hold on. Yeah.
And I think he doesn't have very many this year. And he's just, I mean, like, shout out to Kyle Aaron, but Promise David needs to be on that squad. I think we're seeing it.
And I think you know what? And I think that's why I'm excited for the Gold Cup
Yeah, you'll be able to see him more.
because you're gonna see him more. You're gonna see
Yeah.
players who usually don't get chosen
Yeah.
for I think you know what's crazy actually. The group stages of Gold Cup did come out, so we'll
Mm,
talk about that next episode, not this episode.
cool. Cool.
But yeah, I'm excited. And I promise, David, you're right. We've been saying this from the moment from when we started this podcast.
First pod, bro.
The first pod. This guy
Yeah.
should be starting. He shouldn't be on the bench. The fact that he didn't play a single minute against the U.S. and Mexico is outrageous.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
since I mentioned Promise David, I guess I mentioned Jonathan David because he had a crazy game this weekend as well.
Yeah.
They played a mid-table team. I think they're 11th. I don't know how to pronounce it. Not going to try. Super French. 2 goals, 1 assist. His first goal since the international break, but he played phenomenal with obviously a brace and assist. So that was.
Do you think he should leave, or do you think he's leaving? Like,
oh, he's gone. He's gone.
But if you were to put him in a team,
if I was to put him in a team,
like what team would you think he's good on he's good on the most?
A lot of Prem teams are interested. I don't think he should go to the Prem.
You don't think he should go to the
I don't think it's necessarily like his footballing style. I think if he goes to like a Bundesliga team, like a Borussia Dortmund or a Leipzig, if they lose Sesko, I think that would be perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think it'd be perfect, and especially with like, I just think that'd be perfect.
I think he'd be really good in the Italian league. I don't know what team.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, I think Bundesliga, League One, Italian, like those are just kind of. I don't think the Spanish league or the Premier League is necessarily his sort of style.
No.
So yeah, I'd say Leipzig because they're still upcoming. Like he doesn't have to it's not like crazy pressure, and I think they're probably going to lose a striker or two this season in Sesko or Penda.
Yeah.
So I think that makes more sense. I don't know if they're linked to him. I just think that's the best fit in my.
That's a good team. You know? Yeah. So that's a good team.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Right now, man.
Let's talk about it.
I love this is the best part.
Let's talk about it.
This is the best part of the talk.
Toronto FC won a game, man.
Hey, bro, in 9 games. 9 games. We finally won a game.
Oh my God. What a terrible game of football, though.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that. To be fair, we played terrible.
Who cares?
But literally, who cares? We still won. That's all that matters.
Remember last week on the pod, I promised you we were going to win.
You did. And you know what's crazy, too? I bet money. I asked Dawson before the game even started. I said, Yo, Dawson. I said, Dawson, if I put money on TFC to win, you're sure they're winning tonight. And he said, yeah. So I won a couple bucks.
Bro, I knew it.
TFC. Shout out Theo. Shout out Theo Cabrano.
I'll go through my notes quickly.
Yeah.
And then talk about it some more. Toronto FC first up, of course. Theo goal off defender mistake, but he did take it phenomenally.
Yeah, beautiful.
Defender makes a mistake, big touch. He's quick to bounce on it, beats one man, cuts inside, good finish.
Simple, nice finish. I
loved it. I thought Pacheco was given a bit more attacking freedom again compared to the last game, the game before. Still not as much as Inter Miami.
Yeah.
But he was definitely up that flank a little bit more this game. But he was really sound defensively is actually what I want to talk about. 4 tackles, 0 times dribble passed with 5 out of 6 ground duels. Again, was it a good game from us? No.
Nope.
In terms of zero big chances created, 0.22 XG on the whole game for TFC.
Yeah.
Compared to Real Salt Lake's 0.92 XG. 1 shot on target in the whole game, but it was a good one.
That was the goal.
2 shots attempted compared to their 23 shots attempted and 5 on target.
Yeah.
I have invisible Italians. They weren't really there. I think
Berna put in a shift. I can't lie. I was seeing him
defensively. They put in a shift.
Yeah, I was going to say I seen him back a lot, making those.
Yeah, creatively didn't really do much.
Yeah.
It's like we always talk about creating. I feel like when it comes to TFC and Canada football in general, it always comes back to this creating. Because again, another game with 0 big chances created.
Yeah.
And 2 shots attempted in the whole game. Like,
it's
a team from 20th.
Yeah, you know what? And I think I'm seeing this. I'm watching TFC play, and it's like their progression play is just terrible.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the park, it's just bad. Like they can't create chances. They can't get to the flanks. Like it's bad. It's
the middle of the park is the biggest thing. I think, man, whenever Maxime Dominguez has come on in his 3 games, he just looks like a footballer. You know what it is? He just looks like a footballer.
Yeah, bro. He
looks about his feet. He looks to progress and he passes it. I think he had a 100% pass completion again. Yeah. He just looks to create. He needs to start in that central role. Sorry, Insigne, role's not yours, lad.
100%. I know we want Insigne to be our Messi, but Insigne doesn't have that. He doesn't have that in him. He's not.
Play him out wide, or you can play him even up top. But let Maxime be in that 10 role and create. I need to see him start, man.
I need him start.
I need it.
Yeah.
I have 68 to 32% in possession in favor of them. So all the stats are in their favor, but doesn't matter because
we won. He won. He got the job.
Who'd you have as man of the match for you?
My man of the match?
Yep.
Uh, no one really played good, bro. So I would say like Petrarca was really good. I liked him
Defensively, yeah, he was good.
defensively, and then even DB. I think DB Flores still put in a shift.
He's
Like,
always good, man. That's
still
what I
put
love him. He's
like defensively.
Mr. Consistent, always 7 out of 10.
Yeah, like defensively, like, he's a consistent 7 out of 10
Always, man.
every time.
Yeah, I love it.
I think Ozario was like missing a little bit.
Yeah, he wasn't as good as he has been in the past 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, he wasn't as good as he's like in the past 2 games, but you know,
I have my man of the match as Sean Johnston, actually the goalkeeper.
that's a good one too. I should have mentioned him actually.
He made 5 saves, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was 1.07 goals prevented, which is a massive amount of goals prevented. And 2 big saves, which is what you need, man. Like that. Again, not right. Not everyone, like, no one really stood out, but the goalkeeper was solid, made no mistakes. He was sound, made 2 big saves.
He was also team. I think he was in the match. Oh, the match.
Oh yeah, he did get team of the week.
Yeah,
he did.
Oh.
But yeah, I thought he was man of the match. Looking towards next game, New York City, which I'll be at, and you.
I'll be at. Hopefully.
On you.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Maybe.
Okay. We'll be at the game. I'll be at the game for sure. What needs to change? Again, it needs to be creative. It needs to be that creative aspect. I think Maxime needs to start. Defensively, we have been sound, though. Although 23 shots sounds crazy, there was like 16 off target or something like that. Like, there was only 5 shots on target or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blocked shots. So, defensively, we've actually been pretty sound.
Defense is our best spot right now.
Yeah, it actually is pretty sound.
Like, and we're still missing players.
We're still missing Gomes. We're still missing, yeah.
Gomes, Larea, we're still missing key players. So it's not like,
But yeah, defensively, I'm actually pretty, and I think this double pivot is a massive part of that.
Yes.
With Davey Flores and Jonathan Azar playing that double pivot is massive. And honestly, the wingers that we have, like Bernadeschi and even Theo, like, they do work defensively as well. So it is a unit defensive effort, which is good to see.
Yeah.
It just needs to be now when we're breaking, like when we get the ball, it needs to be how do we break that and how do we transition.
Exactly. Even like another note, like another something else I seen, like when Theo, like there's a whole bunch of I think I seen maybe 3 times throughout the match where I seen Theo have the ball, and he's taking Theo. I love Theo because he always takes his defenders 1v1.
Yeah, I love it.
He's always trying to beat his players, right? Which is something you don't really see a lot in soccer, right?
Yeah.
But like, where's the options?
He is very direct, and I do love that.
But exactly. But when he can make a pass, like where's the options? There's no one creating space. There's no one moving around. Where's the options, bro?
It doesn't help that we don't have a striker right now either.
Exactly. But
I mean, Ola came back that game. It got subbed on, so maybe he'll start on the weekend. I don't know, but we do need that number 9. Like, we need that. We need a number 10.
Yeah.
We just need everyone to be on the same page in that middle of the park so we can create things to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the key guy, we're gonna say it again, is Maxime.
He needs to play, man. He needs to play. We signed him for a reason. Play him.
He needs to play 100%.
Yeah.
Pay the guy.
Yeah. Predictions for New York City.
Draw.
Watch this.
If you say win again, and I
watch this. 2-1 Toronto FC.
See. TFC. Well, have you seen New York City FC's record actually?
I could pull it up. I did look at it, but I was to the point where I don't really care. I just back the odds.
You know what? I love the I love the support, bro.
New York City FC. They lost their last game. 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins. 3 wins, 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, 2 draws.
Okay. So they're
average. Just bang average.
They're just like Real Salt Lake. We can compete. We can
do it. Literally 19th place. And before that game, Real Salt Lake was 20th.
Also, another thing you're just making me remember more things. Real Salt Lake had 10 men at one point.
Yeah, they did get sent off.
Yeah.
What do you think about the sending off, actually?
Diego Luna got a red card. I don't think it's a red card.
Never a red card.
He was trying to just take his boot out.
He was just trying to leave, bro. Like, never a red.
Even if that's but isn't my thing. Even if that's a red, this is why I don't. If that's a red, it was in the penalty box for TFC. Don't we get a pen?
Weren't we defending?
We were defending.
So then, lad, how will we get a pen?
No, like no, we're not. Yeah, no, we're not defending. We're attacking. My bad. We were
Were
attacking.
we?
I think we were attacking. I could be wrong.
I don't remember, but if the ball's out of play, then it's not.
I guess. Yeah, yeah,
The ball's not in play, so you can't give it a pen.
yeah.
I
But
actually don't remember now. You know,
I don't remember if we were attacking or defending. But I
either way, but I don't think the ball was in play, so I don't think it could be given a foul, a free kick, or a penalty or anything. So it doesn't really matter.
that makes sense then. Yeah. But
But it was never red though, in my opinion.
that's I don't think that's a red card. Most you can give them as a yellow.
Honestly, I don't even think at that. I think it's just coming together. I think they're just stuck.
Regardless, I don't care. I mean, I helped us.
No, I don't care at all. I'm over the moon with it.
Diego Luna is a really good player though. That's a baller. He's a baller.
Yeah.
Seen him play for the US, but this is my thing, right? The red card. We're playing against 10 men, and we still can't do anything. Did you know? Like I know we're trying to be defensive because we have the lead.
Yeah.
It's like the 80th minute, so I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm still not seeing no progression, which should be easier because there's a man down in the midfield. There's no man in the midfield.
Sometimes it's not though. Because like say I go down to 10 men. I'm coaching a game, I go to 10 men, I lose a midfielder.
Yeah.
It doesn't change my defensive shape really, to be honest with you. It changes the way we attack more than it does the way we defend because I'm gonna fill that spot every single time.
But there's But there's always gonna be a spot missing as well.
But that spot will most likely be if I'm defending, I'm probably gonna defend like a 4-4-2. That's gonna be one of the front two. So the only space that you're getting is you might have more time from your left back getting the ball. It shouldn't really change like the way we attack in terms of the final third. It'll change the way we build out, and we'll probably get more space on a wing. But like in that final third, it shouldn't really change too much defensively. It's more like they should not be able to create anymore.
Perfect. That's another thing. Yeah.
That's the way I see red cards.
Yeah.
To be honest, from like a coaching aspect.
I think from watching it, they shouldn't be able to create more. They could still probably create passes, but they shouldn't be able to create as much.
Yeah.
And we should be able to create more. I just didn't see
depending on the coach. Like
maybe
if they're losing, sure, then maybe you don't fill that gap as much because you're pressing higher, you're trying to get a goal. So yeah, in that aspect, sure, but like
that was also happening too because they were pressing high because they needed to go score a goal.
Yeah, so I do understand what you're saying there, but yeah, I think it's more like it should just be easy for us to defend in that way.
It literally, but it looked like it's still like you watched like it didn't even look like that, bro. Like it looked like we were struggling still.
You know what, bro? We take the win at this point.
Yeah.
If I want to go to the next game. All right. Next we'll move on to Inter Miami versus Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
Because they're the last two teams that are unbeaten in the league. And I feel like that hasn't happened in a while. When I was watching the game, they mentioned it, but it was a while ago, to be fair. And it doesn't happen a lot. So
yeah.
I was instantly interested. And I'll watch Messi at any point just because it's good football, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually pleasantly surprised in the quality of the game and the quality of Columbus Crew. They were so much better. They did lose. Inter Miami did win 1-0. Columbus Crew lost. But the football Columbus Crew played is like genuinely knocked. Like they actually knocked the ball. And there's like, let me get into some of the stats. I'll show you. So Columbus Crew had 2.94 XG, which is a crazy XG for a game.
That's a really good XG, yeah.
Inter Miami's 0.86. Columbus Crew created 8 big chances. To TFC's 0, Columbus Crew created 8 big chances.
Yeah.
And they were actually just knocking ball. I don't know how Inter Miami won, to be honest with you. They were just knocking ball. There was a player, and I'm going to put a picture of him, who I am now in love with.
Okay. What's his name?
Max Arfston. Okay. American, 24 years old.
We'll put his picture up as well, yeah.
Brother, he is a baller.
Yeah. You know, the thing with Columbus Crew is, and I think it's their coach.
Bro, they knock.
Their coach, I'll put a picture of the coach as well.
Yeah.
They've had success in the recent years. And I think it's because of that coach.
Bro, they genuinely knock ball. Like
I wish I should have watched that game.
In the MLS, I don't watch a lot of MLS, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I do, it's not that. Like they genuinely knocked ball. Like they were coming short, long. They were coming to play. They'd play around a defender, and then they switch the field. They draw people in, they switch the field. They'd combine in the middle, just above that 18-yard box, with like one-touch passes into the box, and it was phenomenal. Again,
Beautiful.
going back to Max
Beautiful.
Arpston, so he's just a wonderful player to watch. Like I just really liked him. He he's a midfielder, but he like plays off the left. It seemed.
Yeah.
Um, he had 2 key passes and a big chance created with 3 dribbles completed on 76 touches. But it's also like every time he got the ball, he was just making something happen. Like he was shifting his defender, he was cutting aside, playing a pass. Like he was trying this, and he was just genuinely someone that I'm going to now watch play football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And not only was it like his creativeness and like on the ball, his ability, his direct ability, stuff like that. He had 11 ground duels won and also made 5 tackles. So like, he is up and down. You know,
Yeah.
he was a joy to
That's
watch.
good.
And
Hmm.
like I think that if a championship team in England or a League Two team in France, like a second division team that's looking to get promoted,
Yeah.
or one of those teams that are looking to even avoid relegation, that's a player that you get. And I've only watched him for 190, and
Okay.
he's 24 years old, American. So no one's really gonna look at him because he's
Yeah.
probably hit that age gap where it's like,
He's in the
do
middle
it
right
in
now.
the MLS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
No, get him in. This guy is a real talent, like genuinely a talent.
That's definitely good. Something to keep an eye out for too.
Yeah. Inter
Columbus
Miami's
Crew.
goal was like one break, got the ball out wide, put in a really good cross, and the guy goes for a diving header, and I think it honestly hits his shoulder, and it goes and looks like a phenomenal finish. But I honestly think he missed his head.
There's
I
a
can't tell you,
Canadian on
but
Columbus Crew too, actually, who's actually been playing pretty well.
pardon me.
There's a Canadian on Columbus Crew
Oh,
too,
the
actually.
striker.
Striker, yeah. Jason
Yeah,
Russell.
yeah. He didn't really do much that game, but I know he is a good footballer.
Yeah. I think he scored against Montreal. I
Yeah,
seen when he played Montreal.
he's 19 or 20. Like he's pretty young too, so he's
Still young, yeah.
one we can
But
definitely watch
I
from
think
TFC as well. I believe the academy.
I don't know if he's from TFC. I know he's been called up to the Canadian national team
Yeah, I recall as
already,
well.
the senior team.
Yeah.
So that's still something really good. There's obviously something good in him.
Yeah, no, he's definitely. Let me see where actually.
Yeah.
Uh, Russell Rowe, Toronto FC 2, then went to Columbus Crew 2, and now Columbus Crew.
That makes sense.
He
Yeah.
scored 26 goals in 23 games for Columbus Crew 2.
Dang.
Player, to be fair.
Baller.
Yeah, player.
Baller.
But he did play his like youth at TFC, like U17s, U16. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, he didn't really do much, but it was again more that guy, that Max Arfson,
Hmm.
and just the overall play. Like 8 big chances created in any game was crazy.
Yeah.
Versus Inter
That's
Miami
really good.
is
Yeah, yeah.
insane. You know.
Mhm.
So that's the only reason I want to touch on that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But yeah, Inter Milan stay Inter Milan. Inter Miami stay undefeated.
Yep.
Columbus Crew are defeated. I feel like I need to talk about Liverpool because I always do.
Of course, of course. Yep. Your whole segment. Yep.
Massive win, 1-0 versus Leicester.
That's a
It was,
massive win. That's a massive win for you guys, eh?
yeah, man. Yeah, it is.
Against
Leicester's
Leicester?
not, Leicester's well, man. Why are you hating?
Bro, they haven't won a game in like fucking in forever, bro.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Any game in front of you is a big game at this point because we're only 2 wins away from winning the Prem. Now we're only 1 win away
Yeah.
because of Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Who do you guys play? Which is it's crazy. Before you get to there, who do you guys play to win that final game?
Tottenham.
Tottenham? Oh, that's a good one. That's like
They're like 16th
they're
place.
trash. Yeah, they're horrible this season.
But and when you play a big team, you know anything can happen.
Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I have so many problems again. Because bro, like he scored, and to me, like I was about to lose it. I was about to scream, and then I realized it was him, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I did end up celebrating like it was a Champions League final. I'll be honest with you.
So no love
He goes
lost.
ballistic though.
No love lost, eh?
Oh no! As soon as he holds a kid up that says Real Madrid, I hate him.
Okay.
But he's taking his kid off. He's throwing it. He's gone to the crowd. He's done it all. Like,
You know
I
what?
saw a tweet, and it said, "What? You can't get your nips out and not stay," in my opinion. So hey, man.
You know what I think it is? And
Uh-huh.
that's a funny tweet actually.
Yeah, there's one too.
You know what I think? I was just watching a TikTok on it. He took off his shirt and he put it on the corner flag
He
after.
didn't put it on. No. McAllister put it on.
McAllister
See,
put it on.
everyone thinks that Trent
Oh
hung it
wow,
up.
that's
Like,
what I thought. Oh no,
yeah,
that's
see,
crazy.
everyone thought Trent hung it up like some sort of like
Like a
symbolism.
Pharrell,
No.
yeah,
He
that's
just
it.
took it off, dashed it, and went nuts. McAllister just picked it up and put it on the corner flag.
Wow, dang.
Oh
Well,
my god,
I changed the story up a lot.
brother! the celebrations were unbelievable. Though some of the pictures, like I wish I loved them so much right now. Like if he stays, those are some of the coldest pictures of all time.
For
Genuinely,
sure, for sure, for
if
sure.
Trent
Yeah.
stays, there's a picture of his corner flag of his kit on the corner flag, arms up, shirt off, and it is the coldest flick I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
If he stays,
Yeah. That's
did
cool.
that make me feel like he's gonna stay? Yeah, because I'm fucking delusional. I'm delusional. Like I've never had a girl play with my head like this. You know what I mean? Like he is
Oh,
actually toying with me.
he's toying with you. Is it worse than Mbappe? It's not worse than Mbappe.
What do you mean? What do I care about Mbappe?
It's not worse. It was the same thing. You know when Mbappe was toying with PSG for like I would say 3 years.
Yeah. But like,
It's not the same, but
no. But Trent came through the academy. Like Mbappe got bought by PSG.
okay.
He was at
Yeah.
Monaco. He told me, not told me. He said that he wants to be captain of the club. Like he wants to retire here, and now he's doing all this, and it's just messing with my head, bro. Why do all this? And then,
That's
and
weird.
then, and then, end of the game, you know, he goes to clap the away fans. He gets pushed in front, and he's like, "Oh man, he's actually ruining my brain." And then he has an interview, and from the interview, it sounds like they ask him about his contract situation. He goes, "I can't talk about that, but
He's
special
leaving.
moments are here." Like, don't do that to
He's
me. Like,
leaving. He's leaving. If he was staying, he would say, I'm going nowhere. If he was staying, he would say, I'm going nowhere. That guy's gone.
do you get joy out of this?
He's leaving. You know what? I do. I do get joy. I do get joy. I'm not even lying to you. I get joy. I think it's funny.
It's not, bro.
I think it's funny.
No, but it's not.
I think it's hilarious.
And that's fucked up. That says a lot about your character, maybe. Because that's messed up, bro.
You know what? And the thing is, this is why I love being a TFC fan. Because shit like this would never happen to us.
Because if someone leaves, it's actually for like fair play.
Yeah. Like it's
The
like,
goal
oh,
is not to stay in the MLS.
yeah, like no, like you're doing better. You know, it's like, all
You
right.
know what I mean? But like you're
But bro, this is my thing, right? If you're Trent, I know I know he said he wants to be a captain, you know, he's definitely people are saying he's not a real scouser right now.
he's not if he leaves.
But
He's a little rat boy.
at the same at the same time, it's like he's going if it is true, if he does go to Real Madrid, it is better for him. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh my god, no,
It
it's
is better
not.
for him.
Question.
It is better
Okay,
for him.
here's what I'm gonna say now. I don't want to get in this arguments every week, but I have to.
It's fine.
How do Real Madrid fans see Gareth Bale?
I don't know. I'm not
They
sure.
see
I'm
him
not
as
a
a muppet. They
Why?
see him as a little
He's like
loser
a
muppet.
legend.
He didn't even love Real Madrid. Like you know, that's what it's gonna be. Like they don't respect him over there at Real Madrid. They were
But there's reasons
rocking
why
the person to
they
get him
don't
out.
respect Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. Gareth Bale wasn't always the best. Yeah, he was a good player for Real Madrid, but he off the field, he was not necessarily the best person, from what I heard.
What do you mean not the best person? What did
Because
he
he
do
would be
wrong?
golfing and stuff. He'd be
Yeah,
doing some stuff. He was never
yeah.
serious.
Wales Golf Madrid in that order.
Yeah. Huh?
Wales Golf Madrid in that
Yeah.
order.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
But why
So
do you
it's
think
not
he was
like, of
like that?
course.
Why do you think he was like that? Because the fans were his first year there. His fans are throwing rocks at his car and trying to get him out.
All right, but then look at Jude.
Jude didn't play for an England club. Like he didn't
I
come
know
up
he
like
never
that.
played for the England club, but it's different. They respect him better out there. It's not like I think your
Because
point right now
because
is
because no, because he didn't come up through like Trent came through. Trent if Trent stays, he will be guaranteed Liverpool legend. Everyone in that city will love him. He goes to Madrid, who knows? They could just disregard him. He's just another Real Madrid player.
what's wrong with that.
He's another Madrid player.
Okay.
That's where we go back to the Steven Gerrard to Steve McManaman. That's where we go to.
So okay, I see what you're saying. So
And then after the game, they get Michael Owen to talk about it. He's a little fucking rat himself. He's the biggest rat. So why is he talking about the situation like
Michael Owen.
well,
He's a
he can do
baller though.
whatever he
He's a
wants.
baller, man.
He's a loser. No, he wasn't. He was a baller when he was at Liverpool, and then he left and became a little shit muppet.
I swear he's the only English player to ever win a Ballon d'Or.
I don't think he's the only English, but I think he's the second youngest ever to win a Ballon
Yeah,
d'Or.
that too.
And guess where he won it at?
Liverpool.
Yeah, and then guess what happened?
He went to Real Madrid.
And then what happened to his career? Hope that happens to Trent.
Yeah, he's one of the worst. Michael Owen is probably one of the worst Ballon d'Or winners of all time. That's what everyone says.
I genuinely hope if Trent leaves, that's what happens. I hope he has a shocker of 2 years, and then he begs to come back.
Oh.
And then we can't because Connor Bradley's the best right back in the world at that point, you know? Or he can just stay and become that guy, you know?
No, I don't.
He's
I
not
don't.
going to. But like that, the celebration, like it gave me a little, you know?
Personally,
My hope was at 0, you know? And then his shirt comes off and he goes to the fans, and my hope went to like 5. Not at a 10 out of 100.
out of 100,
There's
you
like
just playing.
5% hope.
You just playing with your emotions right
Yeah,
now.
he's fucking with me.
Yeah, man.
And I don't mess with that, you know? I don't jack that at all.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Just
Poor
be
guy.
honest, bro.
Bro, the thing is, he can't.
Yes,
He
he
can't be
can.
honest.
He could just say, you
He
know
just
what,
wanted to
guys?
say.
He goes, you know what? I plan on leaving at the end of the year. So much more respect is given.
I would.
I'm
Yeah,
toying
that
with
you're
them.
right. Actually, he should be honest. He should be honest. That is way more respect.
Sign a 2-year contract. Demand a transfer. Get some
Yeah.
money. Like, there's just so many things you could do for your city. So much better ways you could have gone about it. Unless he stays, then he did it perfectly. So,
Yeah.
going off the back of that little game,
So
because
funny how it's so funny how you just rant and then like you're just like, all right, yeah, next topic. But
yeah, because
continue.
I'm done with it. Like, I have nothing else to say. I'm done with it. Going off the backing of that though,
Yeah.
that Liverpool win relegates Leicester.
Listen, this is what I want to get to because I looked at the notes this week and what you wrote actually does interest me. I can't lie. And it's because um I mean, you know what? Go into it and then I'll add on.
Okay.
There's more. Yeah.
So Leicester gets relegated, and Ipswich are like 99.9% getting relegated, which means for a second year in a row, all 3 teams that come up are going right back down.
Back down. Yeah.
So there has to be a reason for this because this hasn't happened in the past. Like, look at Nottingham Forest, were recently promoted. Bournemouth recently promoted. Fulham recently promoted. Like, there's a reason that these clubs yo-yo, and there needs to be like that can't happen because then it takes away the purpose of promotion relegation, which makes football so much better. Like, it genuinely takes it apart if the same teams that come up go down. It's just a free 3 points for everybody else, and we're gonna start seeing teams get single points. Like every year now, it's like the last place team is close to that Derby County record from 2007 with the lowest points ever.
Yeah. What is that? What is that record?
11 points, 1 win, 8 draws.
And the rest are just
And I
lost.
think Southampton are at that right. I think they're at 11 points right now.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Dang.
So why does this happen? Again, I'll say first, to stay in the Premier League, it's proven you have to spend and you have to break the bank. But the reason that these teams can't is because of financial fair plays and thresholds. So when I talk about thresholds, which is what financial fair play is, the loss threshold in the Premier League clubs permitted to incur loss no more than 105 million across a 3-year period. So that's with your net profit. This might sound a bit confusing.
So slow that down again.
I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, you can't have a negative profit of 105 million.
Okay.
In the Premier League.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to say that is like, say I buy a player for $60 million and I sell him 3 years later, say 4 years later, I sell him for 30 million. It doesn't go down on my books as 30 million. It goes down on my books as negative 30 million.
Because you lost money.
Because we lost money on the thing.
Yeah.
So that's why teams like Chelsea are selling their youth, because you can't spend any money on your youth players, and everyone that from your academy is considered at zero. Even if you did buy them, if they come to your academy, they're considered zero pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel that it's 100% net profit, and that's how people are avoiding FFP.
Yeah.
But if you go to teams that are going up and down in the championship, the loss threshold in the championship is 39 million, which is a crazy difference. So they have such little amounts of money to work with.
Okay, yeah.
So then when you come up, say you're in the championship for 4 years and you have to stay with that 39 million, that's basically how much you can spend. Like, we'll say spend. Not really, but that's what your net profit can lose. That's what your net negative can be.
Yeah, yeah. So you can only lose 39 million. That's it.
Across 3 years.
Across 3 years.
That's so little.
That's
in terms of spending on players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So then say team's been in the championship for 3 years, and that's their net negative is 38 million. And they just make it.
Yeah.
Now they get to the Prem, their squad shows that. So now but now they jump to 109 million.
Yeah.
So if they spend that money and then get relegated, there's what it's called parachute payments.
Okay. So break that down again. I just totally missed that.
Okay, so you're at a net negative in the
Yeah.
championship that is very low.
Yeah.
So you can't spend as much money, which makes sense. You can't.
Yeah.
And then you come up to the Premier League, your squad is so much lower now because of how big that difference is in threshold.
I'm okay, now I get that.
You know what I mean? Like they can lose 110 million, you can lose 40.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy amount of money difference in terms of team building once you've been building a team for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that the English division tries to solve that is what's called a parachute payment. So for teams that get relegated, again, you still have to be with under that 39 million now after spending 110 million.
Yeah.
Remember that, right?
Okay.
So you just spent 110 million, you get relegated.
Now you're back to 39 million.
Now you need to make that like 60 mil in 2 years.
Yeah.
The parachute payments will help with that because you'll get money in increments that they have set from the Premier League if you get relegated. So then you can try to like solve that, you know?
Okay, I get it. So the Premier League pretty much pays you if you get relegated.
If you get relegated, you still get paid for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
To solve your threshold amounts.
Mm-hmm.
But what needs to actually happen is the threshold for the championship has to grow.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's the only way. And I know that they're obviously generating less money, so it's really up to the FA and the owners to change that. And they just have to take risk. If you're going for it, you have to actually go for it.
Yeah.
The best example of this is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest got promoted, and they just went crazy.
Went for it, man.
They were just buying. They were just buying everything that moved.
Yeah. But look how it turned out, man.
Look how it turned out now. The year of, they were in a relegation battle. It was close. They barely avoided relegation. But that proves that it works. They spent money, they stayed up, and now there's the net profits up here now. Like, you know, like it's within that Premier League setting.
Yeah.
But now they're in a Champions League race.
Yeah.
2-3 years on because they spent that money at the start and they took that risk. But if you look at teams like Southampton stays profitable by yo-yoing, which is going up and down. Like,
yeah.
So Southampton are always going to go up and always go down because that's the way that their club is run and that's the way that they stay as a business.
Yeah, so they like that yo-yo thing because it helps them
make
money.
They like it. Their fans won't, but they like it. Like, they'll get promoted and then they won't. They'll spend again. They'll usually spend under that championship threshold.
Yeah. And
then they go down, but they still got those 3 payments from parachute. So they're still making money. Do you know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah.
So
I get it.
The yo-yoing is what, and the parachute payments is why teams can stay afloat by yo-yoing up and down.
So do you think parachute payments are good necessarily? Because
I think the English game does need parachute payments.
Yeah.
Because of how big that threshold is. And you can't make a team spend money. So say that, and you can't make them not spend money. So like, say they do and they get relegated.
Yeah.
You could have just sent them into a 10-point deduction if you don't give them parachute payments for the next year, and then they end up getting relegated another in League One, and then it's like, you know, it's just it could just be a downfall.
Yeah.
So parachute payments are important, but it has to, like, the championship has to grow in terms of what their threshold is.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 70 million, you'll see a massive difference in the way that they spend money for the teams that are really going for the league and promotion.
Yeah.
And then the next year, the team isn't as weak already.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And then teams are able to spend more, and like more players will come in. Like I said, this the guy from Columbus Crew, maybe then he goes to a championship team fighting for promotion because they can put in still a decent little transfer for the squad.
Yeah.
And he can get his wages, and you know, like it's honestly the only way I think that it can happen, because this yo-yoing, honestly, it ruins the Premier League a little bit. Like,
because you want to see these relegated teams stay in the Premier League, right?
That's what you want to see, but we haven't seen that in 3 years now, where we haven't seen a team stay up, which is crazy. Like, I remember growing up, even until college, like every year, I'm choosing one of these promotion teams to finish top 10.
Okay.
And it will mostly happen. Like, Wolves finished 10th, I think. Sheffield United finished 10th. All these teams were like up and down, and that's what you want to see. And they've made backings off that. Like, not Sheffield United is not in the Prem right now.
Yeah.
Although they could come up through promotion. But Wolves have come up and finished 10th that year with their full like Portuguese squad, and they've just stayed afloat now and they're
You
doing
just
well. Like
stayed. Yeah, never really know.
Bournemouth spent money. They're top 10 fighting for Europe.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest spent money. They're fighting for Champions League. Like
Yeah.
so, it's within the owners that get promoted to take risks and to really go for it to keep our game proper.
Yeah.
And for the FA and English football as a whole to up threshold payments for those teams that do want to go for it, that they can actually go for it, you know?
Hmm. So
So,
yeah, that's the point you made is really good.
yeah,
I like it a lot. Yeah.
I just cannot see another year of three teams come up and go down.
Just
It's
yeah.
so boring.
I don't really watch the Premier League as often. I'm gonna start doing it soon,
Yeah,
especially next year. But it is exciting. Like me and my father talk about it all the time. The relegation race and the promotion between the two leagues is exciting.
I love a relegation battle when it's an actual battle, but it's
Yeah.
not anymore.
But if
You know,
it's the same three teams
go up
losing
and go
each and
down,
every
go up and go down, go
oh,
up
going
and
up
go
and
down.
down, there's no
It's
excitement out of
boring.
that.
It's boring.
So I get it. Yeah. So I get it. It's cool. It's like it's cool how like there's more like like it's more about the payments and it's more about
It's financial. It is.
financial, right? Like
The
it's more about
Premier
how
League is
much.
such a financial game. Like there's so much money in the Premier League
Yeah.
that, of course, is going to come down to finance. But it's ways that we can try to make it a bit more living playing field for those teams that are coming up to give them a chance and make the league better.
Yeah. I think the solution I'm getting from this is
Mhm.
either you stop doing parachute payments or the threshold, which is probably the second option, or the first option, probably the most
Mhm.
is the threshold is just becomes bigger.
Yeah, the championship threshold has
Yeah.
to be
You just let
given.
teams in the
Because
championship spend
again,
more.
like I said, like if you take away parachute payments, it those teams that get relegated, say they did even try a little bit to spend money, they're fucked. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna go down to League Two, League One, National. Like so,
Yeah.
the parachute payments are important for those just in case things, you know.
Hmm.
And it's good, and teams need that to like stay afloat. So I think keep parachute payments and need to up the threshold in the championship.
For
And
sure.
not everyone will go for it. Like those teams that are mid table in the championship, they might not go up to that threshold, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But those teams that are really going for it, it just gives them a better chance in the Premier League now
Hmm.
to stay
Stay
as a
afloat.
decent team. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
literally.
To
Yeah.
have a chance.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
That's a good point. That's really good. I like that.
Liverpool are gonna win the Premier League this weekend versus Tottenham, or Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace beat Arsenal tomorrow, and then we win anyways.
Yeah.
But
That's a
I really
that's
don't want that to happen.
that's sad, man. As an Arsenal, I'm not really an Arsenal fan, but Arsenal have just been getting
You're not.
cooked.
You're not so fan.
I'm definitely not. I like United more, but I can't like United's even worse. It's just because the pat like United's even worse, right? Like I can't
Um,
even. But I
yeah,
like the
that's
Gunners. I
shocking
like
to
the way
me.
the team looks. But just as like if I'm not a Gunners fan, but
Yeah,
coming from like if I'm putting myself in their shoes, you
yeah.
better win a trophy this year.
Oh, they have to.
Yeah, you better win a trophy this
They
year.
actually have to.
Because 3 years back to back to back, second place finishes
Second
in the
place,
Premier League
nothing else,
to two teams, to Liverpool and City,
and nothing else. No trophies either else.
no trophies. That's
Yeah. So
terrible. That's pretty bad.
yeah. So they need to win the Champions League because we're gonna win the Prem.
Yeah.
I really want Arsenal to win tomorrow, or when this comes out yesterday on the Wednesday. I really want Arsenal to win, so then Liverpool can like win it at home in front of the fans versus Tottenham with a
Yeah.
win. Like, that would just make me feel so good because, again, I haven't seen my team win a Premier League in front of fans, and it meant something. Like I was just winning COVID, and then we won the league, and then we just had to like walk through the rest of the league and lift the trophy the last day. Like it was just
Yeah.
dead. I
Yeah.
want to lift the trophy at Anfield with fans after we just smashed Tottenham. Oh my god, it would actually. You have no idea how I would feel.
Yeah. 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 I
So
mean,
that's what I need. Next episode, I'm gonna be over the moon.
yeah. Yeah. What if he probably is? I don't see Liverpool losing to Tottenham. Tottenham is a terrible team. They're not terrible, but they're definitely not good this year.
Oh, they stink.
They stink. So I
They
definitely think
stink.
Liverpool is gonna win, and I definitely think Liverpool's probably gonna win the league.
Liverpool's
So
gonna win the league. We have to get one win.
yeah.
We're gonna win on Sunday, so we won the league on Sunday.
Mm. So there you go. I'll be watching that game. If it's on Sunday, I'll be watching that game.
Yes, sir. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I can't wait, man.
Yeah. So there you go. Um, but is that it? Is that all we got for the week?
That's all we got for the week,
All we
man.
got for the week. Well, Um,
Episode
yeah,
5.
that's the pod,
Done.
episode 5. Just to keep it, you know, short and sweet. It's always hard ending these because you always want to keep going.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But before I end it, again, I just want to thank everybody because this has probably been 5 episodes in, like a month and a half in,
Month and a week, I
month and a
guess.
week maybe,
I guess.
and we've been actually, you know, like improving, seeing different,
I think even like just our pods in general have just gotten better.
gone better, right? And it's because, I mean, because we love doing it, but we're also seeing people support,
Yeah, it's
right?
nice.
So that makes us even more motivated.
Yeah, but we'll be sitting there texting each other like, "Oh my god, TikTok's at 3K." Like like just like
Literally, it's just little
literally
things.
little shit that literally won't change our lives at all. It's
Nah,
just exciting, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely
thanks
not.
for that. Episode 6 next week.
Oh, episode 6 next week. You're right.
So,
That is with a surprise guest. Well, what's the surprise? We can say it now because I don't think they'll see it until. I don't think
nah,
they'll
let's
know
not
until.
even, bro. Let's not even.
It's not even. All right, fuck it.
We'll
That's not.
we'll drop hints in the week, you know.
We'll drop hints in the week. We'll drop hints in the week. But yeah, next week's episode is gonna be a little different. So stay tuned
Yeah,
for that. Um, and yeah, that's it. Respect everybody who's supported. Again, follow the Instagram, follow the TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube.
yes, sir.
Make sure you do all
Leave a
that.
comment on everything too.
Leave a comment on everything and then
And
like
that's it.
everything as well. And that's it. Um, again, as my name is Nigel NC. This is my co-host Dawson Jordan, and thank you guys for tuning in on episode 5 of 50/50.